You may be seated.
Hello, Your Honor.
Hello.
This is the case of Brooks versus Page.
Thank you, Jerome. Good day, everyone. Good day. Ms. Brooks, you state that after getting out of a 9-year relationship, you met and fell in love with Mr. Page, a younger man who you say swept you off your feet. You claim both you and Mr. Page planned to have a child together, but since giving birth to your son, Ivian, Mr. Page is now denying the child you so desperately wanted to have with him.
Yes,
is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Page, you state you know the child isn't yours because Ms. Brooks was having an ongoing affair with another man by the name of Tony Wilson.
Yes, Your Honor.
You say Mr. Wilson, who is also here today, claims to be the father of her son and has even posted pictures on social media to that effect.
Yes, Your Honor.
So, Ms. Brooks, describe the nature of your relationship with the defendant.
Right now, our relationship is on the rocks. We really have no relationship. All we do is fuss and fight. He's denying our baby.
So you don't think it's your baby, Mr. Page?
No, it ain't mine.
Why do you think that?
Because she every time I come home from work, she out with Mr. Wilson. So I don't know what she's doing at work. When I'm at work, she calls me. When I'm at work, I call her. But when I'm getting off, she'll don't pick up, don't nothing. I call everybody that she hangs around with, they won't pick up. So to me, I think she tells them not to pick up the phone when everything's going on. When I come home, he might have my child holding him, whatever, I don't know.
You're the one that disappears every day. You're the one with the gambling
Going to work
problem.
isn't disappearing.
He goes to work every day, yes, he does. And when he gets paid, the next day, he is broke. He goes to the casino and spends all his money and may bring $30 inside of the home and then expect me to take care of him from the 2 weeks after that until he gets paid again. This is a routine that Mr. Page does.
So this relationship is in trouble not just because of the paternity issue, but other issues as well.
It stimulates from the paternity issues because at first, when we first got together, it was lovely. When I first was pregnant, he did everything. He was there, he was good, like during the pregnancy, and then everything changed. So I think it has a lot to do with
No, everything ain't changed, Your Honor. What changed is her not being home when I come home at night with her and my son being around Mr. Wilson, her friend. That's what it comes from.
This man, Mr. Wilson, was he the ex you were in a 9-year relationship with?
The ex that I was in a 9-year relationship with was a female. That means I had no penetration whatsoever in 9 years.
And she's still talking to her now.
Well, clearly she's not the father.
Right. She's not a problem. She's not a problem for him. He don't want me to talk to anybody. Anyone at all. It's only about him.
I want to understand your doubt about, because you were in a sexual relationship with her during this time.
Yes.
So you feel like she was cheating on you sometime during the window of conception.
Yes, ma'am. Yes,
Tell
Your
me
Honor.
about that doubt. What substantiates your doubt about the paternity?
She knew Black longer than she knew me, so they've been messing around or whatever they've been doing. I know Black's Facebook page is dedicated just to her and my son. And I have evidence right here saying that, yes.
Let me see this evidence. Jerome?
That is just my friend. We take
Tell me if that looks, please tell me if that looks like a relationship or a friendship.
We go out, Your Honor, he helps.
There's no space in between the bodies, Your Honor. They right up, if they wanted to turn around and kiss, they could kiss.
We are just that close, like that's how close
this is a picture of Mr. Wilson. This is his profile picture. And that's you, Ms. Brooks, and Mr. Wilson?
Yes, that's me and Mr. Wilson. Picture is just a picture, that's it.
Right, and that's the next one that I got right here, Your Honor.
These are all photos of you.
All dedicated to
Mr. Wilson. That's the baby in there?
Yes. But that's just a picture of me and the baby, though.
But they always with each other.
It's one of his profile pictures.
Yes, I'm the best thing that's...
I mean, look at that.
And then that's Mr. Wilson with Ivian.
Yes, and he has been there. He is really upset because...
How has he been there?
He's been there because you're not.
I live right there with him. I buy milk, I buy what I got.
When you're not there, he is there. Mr. Page does do things, but he does the bare minimum.
I do the bare minimum, but I buy milk whenever she needs to. I'm the first person she calls when she needs something. Mr. Wilson isn't the first person that called. When she needed Mr. Wilson's not there. He's over wherever he's at getting drunk or whatever he's doing. She doesn't help me out. She calls me and tells me what to do, and I have to find a way to do it.
What am I helping you out for? I'm not your father.
Right, you the baby mother, so it should be 50-50. I should help and you should help.
What?
You don't help me
Okay.
do anything.
What if I just come out of a high-risk pregnancy and the baby's only 8 months old? What did you expect me to do? That's when you were supposed to stand up and be there.
The pregnancy was 8
for
months ago.
When I had the baby in the hospital, he wasn't even there. He was there for the birth.
Oh, hold on, that's a lie. I was there. I waited till he was born and I left. I had to go to work. I can't call out 2-3 days in a row thinking I'm gonna still have a job. They don't care about that, so I had to go to work.
I'm afraid to ask this, but after Mr. Page left, did Mr. Wilson make an appearance?
Yes.
Yes, he made an appearance, but way later. Because I made him
He didn't
stay.
come to the next day, but when I come to the place, I got my son ready to walk out the door. There's some lady like, oh, that's not your son. I seen some other guy holding him. Like,
Really?
Yes.
If you want more episodes of Paternity Court, make sure to subscribe and click on the notification bell.
When Mr. Wilson walks around my son, he does not let it be known that he's not the father. He does not let it be known that he's the godfather.
But how is
They
that my
think
fault?
He's his father, because you're right with him. What do you
How
talk
is that my
about?
fault? No, and
I'm
you
not
know how I
talking to
feel
you, I'm
about
talking
that.
to Miss
And I'm
Dawn
talking
Lake.
to you. Your Honor, right
And he's
now.
walking around telling them that they're having sex and all this.
He's saying what?
That they're having sex.
Who's
Friends,
he telling
rumors.
this to?
Mr. Wilson does go around lying to people and saying that he had sex with me. I did not know that at first. I recently found out. Me and him
I heard
had
it
a
from her.
problem with
I
each
heard
other.
it from
Of course,
her.
I told him this because
And they're
I'm
still
upset about
best
this.
friends.
Because
But
no,
they
but we
never
were
had
in the
sex,
house
Your Honor,
first.
but they're still best friends.
We were in the house, Your Honor. Me and Tony just now became friends again because I was mad at him because I didn't know this. I ran into a female that lives in his same building, and he told me that they had sex together. I explained to her that that wasn't the case. So I went off. I was getting ready to go to fight her, and I was getting ready to fight Mr. Wilson because I know what's going on around and down in this area. How can she try to tell me what's going on in my area?
But
So
every
I felt
time-
as though both
but-
of them should stay out of this
How you
area.
know what's going on
So I
in your
wanted to
area?
fight.
But every time we argue, you're telling me I'm not the father, or somebody else is taking care of my son, or somebody else can, or you can get somebody to.
You're
So when
not
you have
a
an
father.
argument,
Every time we argue, she tells me I'm not the father.
That's
This
because
is
he's
more
not
one,
a father,
2,
Your
3
Honor.
times.
We live in the same house.
I often have to tell young women this, and look, everybody's had an argument where they said something they regret or they shouldn't say, or say something to hurt someone, or just trying to make someone hurt as much as they've
hurt
made
you.
them hurt.
Right.
But when we say things like that, you can't unring that bell. Once you ring it,
It's wrong.
yes. Jerome, I think it's time we meet Mr. Wilson.
You got it.
Please escort him into the courtroom.
I'll have you go up to the witness stand right next to the judge.
Mr. Wilson, thank you for joining us.
You're welcome, Your Honor.
Please describe for the court your relationship with Ms. Brooks.
Oh, we're still best friends. That's like one of the fellas, you know. That's my homie, except for she's female.
So you're best friends.
Yes.
What is your relationship like with her son, Ivian?
Well, I'll be honest, that's my godson. You know, I treat him like my son. I love him. On my lunch breaks, I stop past Sam. I spend time with him, take him to the park.
That's a lie, Your Honor.
How would that be a lie? You never there. You too busy playing the game, chilling with your homeboys and friends.
Why do you say he's lying?
I'm from Glen Burnie, Your Honor. We live in Baltimore. I don't have no homeboys and friends. When I get off, I go to work, get off work. I might play the video game, but best believe my son got a bottle in his mouth, or my potential son has a bottle in his mouth. He's laying there about to go to
Is
sleep.
that where you try to complete it the next level, get to the next level to play on your video games? That's when you do all this?
Are we serious right now?
He does the bare minimum, Your Honor. It's like I said, it's like being a single parent in the home with somebody. Every time I ask him to do anything as far as Ivian, he has a problem with it. And at the end of the day, my son doesn't have another side of the family.
Have you told people, Mr. Wilson, that you're Ivian's father?
Your Honor, yes. See, what happened was, It was this girl I was dealing with, and to make her mad and make her jealous, because she had an issue with Miss Brooks because her hair was long and she wear tracks, and Miss Brooks has on fingernails, she has on press-ons. I was just making her be jealous. But due to social media is something else. Let me tell you. She put all my business up. I think Santa Claus even know about the situation. But the only person I spoke with was that particular female that I was dealing with, which was my ex.
That's not the only person you told that to. And he got too many. He's a thot. He got too many baby mamas already. They don't even call him his name where we live at. They call him Baby Father. That's his name. That's his name. And the females that he deal with in me is two different type of females. That's why I would never date Mr. Wilson. And plus, he's not my type. Look, date.
But he lied on you. Why are you still best friends with him?
He don't have no choice but to lie on me. Look at his
Why are you
girls.
best friends with him?
What?
Because he's done a lot of stuff.
Mr. Wilson, are you in love with Miss Brooks?
Yeah, during a period of time, yeah, I'm in love with her, but I would step a train that boundary what them two have together as far as Mr. Page. But if it came to a chance down the line, yeah, I would if she would allow it, but I don't step in that boundary. I just keep it as a friendship.
My perspective is if somebody lying on me telling him I had sex with him and that's a whole lie, I would never be friends with him again.
Listen, his issue is you're just so close to this man, right? And then when he's lying, you say, this is not the truth. You are not sleeping with him, never slept with him.
No, not at all.
But he's telling people you have.
Right.
He's telling people he's your child's father, and you telling Mr. Page he's not the child's father.
But Your
that's
Honor,
where his doubt.
But Your Honor, I knew.
Every time I go to work, my son go over his house. Every day. One night I was calling him from my job. She been called, we talking to her at the job. But once I get off, I can't get a hold of him. When I get to the house, my son is not there. She's not there. Nobody's picking up the phone. I'm walking all around.
So what about when you
people.
disappear for days at a time?
I don't disappear. I
Yes,
go to work.
you do. You
I don't
disappear for days
I
at
go
a
to work.
time.
She
Every
thinks
day when
because
you
I go
leave
to
out
work-
there, your phone not even on. You don't even call while you at work. If you call while you was at work, then you would know where your son was at. You don't know. You just find out at the end of the day.
I just told you
and
where
get
my
mad.
son was at.
Not every day.
Every time I'm at work, she thinks I'm over there messing with some woman.
Because you
She'll
are.
call me. I'll be, hello?
I have proof
Hello?
that he was messing.
She not even trying to talk. She want to listen to what's going on in the background. And sometimes she'll call, my pocket might pick it up. She'll be on the phone for a whole hour, sitting there listening. You was talking to, there was so much conversations
his phone
going on
does
around.
pocket dial
She
me.
swears I'm doing
And guess
something.
what? I do listen because I want to hear what's going on. He said, why you listen to my my conversation for 25 minutes? Because you was talking for 25 minutes. So that's why I listened.
Ms. Brooks, I have to ask you before we go to the results. This triangle
It's sick.
has been in effect for a while.
Yes.
And the only way we're going to be able to move forward is to get the results. But Ms. Brooks, I have to ask you, when I open these results, I'm not going to get any surprises. You say you have not cheated on Mr. Page.
No, never. I was like a virgin. I'm like a born-again virgin. I didn't have sex for 9 whole years. 9 whole years. It's no possible way. And like, he's like my first all over again. You know, I care about him in that way. I cared about him in that way. If it wasn't for his actions during all this, I would still love him just the same. But all this has broken me. Like, only person I care about right now is my son, because that's who it's affecting right now. Him having a father. I never had one. He never had one. Now, he's trying to take away from him having one, and he's just crazy if you ask me.
So, Mr. Page,
I ain't
You
crazy.
say-
I've been there. Whatever they want to lie about right now, I live in the house. The milk they got right she has, come out my pocket.
but if it's determined you are not, do you still want to be in a relationship with
No.
Ms. Brooks?
No, done.
You don't got no money anyway.
Okay.
All right, it's
But
time
you're
for the
always
results.
asking me for my
Jerome?
money. Just 2 weeks
Thank
ago,
you.
I gave you $100.
This casino.
I gave you $100. Just keep making them bottles of milk.
Do we want to hear the results?
Yes, Your
Or do we want to keep running our mouths?
Results, please.
These results were prepared by DNA Diagnostics, and they read as follows. In the case of Brooks versus Page, as it pertains to 8-month-old Ivion Page, as to whether Mr. Page or Mr. Wilson is the biological father, it has been determined by this court Do you want to watch Paternity Court on TV? Go to paternitycourt.tv to find your local listings. Mr. Wilson, you are not the father.
Told you. Told you.
Mr. Page, you are the father.
Told you. Told you. Told you. Now, Ronnie, my money. It don't make no sense that I had to go through all of this just to prove that. All of this.
No sense that you with somebody who keep lying on you. That don't make no sense.
Mr. Page, you finally know the truth. Does it feel good?
Yeah, it do feel good.
I can see the emotion in your eyes.
Thank you.
You're happy
Yes,
to know for certain
for sure.
that Ivion is your son.
Yes.
And Ms. Brooks,
Yes.
you've been vindicated. You
Yes.
said it was in fact his child.
Yes.
It is. Now it's time to focus on the future and what's most important.
My
If
son.
you, yes, he's most important, Ivion. And you all laugh and joke and talk about one another and all this rumor, and you got to figure out how to manage your best friend that lies on you. It's a lot going on here.
Yeah, some things I might have to let go.
Well, isn't that a word? Sometimes you just have to let certain things go to gain certain things you really need.
Yeah.
This child needs his family, needs his parents to get along. He needs you guys to learn how to work together. I know you can do this.
Right.
I wish you all the very best of luck.
Thank you.
Congratulations to you
Thank
both.
you very much.
Court is adjourned.